On a sunny afternoon, I walk into Koreatown with a plastic sack of quarters ready to quench my thirst with anything that can drip out of an aluminum bottle. 5 feet past me, the sun hits my face before I can even lick my lips. Kim's Oriental tomorrow. And I walk in, snatch a can of pop, some crazy concoction of milk and Dr. Pepper that you could probably only find out in the streets of Seoul.
Yeah.
Now I stroll to the register, and there she is, this woman, this grandmother with her fingers knuckled around a broomstick telling stories of hardship, of war so many miles away, not too different from my own grandmother. And she turns to me with the gentleness of 100 dozen doves of 1,000 home-cooked meals, and she asks me, "안녕하세요." And I turn to her with the determination of every setting sun, of every morning dewdrop dripping, and I tell her, "What?" She chuckles behind the counter, says that she thought I was Korean. I can't blame her. This happens quite often. But as she's begging at my can, she asks me a question I've heard all too often. "What are you?" And to be honest, I don't know how to answer it because it's a question that I've been asking myself for decades. What are you? These 3 words and a question mark. It reminds me of first grade when we were learning about the many ways we could end a sentence. Billy Peterson turns to me and says, "What are you? Chinese?" As he pulls back the slits of his eyes, I would have gathered my fingers into a fist and decked that pretty nose of his if my fingers had not already been gathered around the ends of a pencil. Billy boy, wherever you are, I forgive you. We were young, boys back then, still confused about how powerful words could be. But with every inch we grow, we become more conscious of the world around us. Some of us grow taller than the others. Flash forward to freshman year. After a presentation about Lake Superior, Mrs. Perkins tells me that I speak English so well. In fact, she can hardly notice the accent, critiquing me as if I was a project, as if I had passed Americanism with an A. And then she turns to me and asks, "What are you? Adopted?" Born on the other side of the Pacific, were incapable of raising children whose ambitions could cover more earth than any body of water ever could. Mrs. Perkins, wherever you are, thank you for proving to me that even adults still have questions, because we're all looking for answers. Here's the problem: nowadays, people don't even take the time out to ask, to take one look and assume. And it's crazy how today's society, assumptions have been taking the form of missing evidence, guilty verdicts, hunters stabbed in Wisconsin forests, bloody cement from bodies thrown down from the skies, and 8 shots in the back. So don't ever ask me 3-word questions. Ask me sentences. Ask me paragraphs. Ask me for stories. Ask me for the sets that grandma taped ask me for bundled story cloth quotes that stretch across the carpet from St. Paul to the blouse. Ask me anything. Take my hand from the counter. 3 cents and change, and this woman, this grandmother, this hero, she repeats herself. "What are you?" And even if she doesn't understand a single word of my tongue, I hope she understands the power in my wrinkles. And I tell her, "Bae Hmong. We are Hmong."